Your
All
squad was
right.
sent on the secondary mission.
Welcome everyone to Band of Blades. We're currently missing an Eric because internet shenanigans, but it's okay. He was just playing a rookie, so we don't need him anyway.
What are
Uh,
rookies?
right. So we
Thera.
were.
You
Hmm?
were playing Thera.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a, I have
Yes.
a giant note that
No,
says,
no, no, no. Eric was
He
playing
was,
Farah.
because he was
oh, okay.
playing.
Alice is playing Alexniev.
Ah,
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Because I have a note here that says, group shoot, Thera leads. That was my last big circled note for this time.
Yes, yes, that makes sense. I remember this. Okay, brilliant. So, besides having notes, you have a life. How's everybody been? It's been like a month since we played because of life.
yeah, right. It's been a while. I've been pretty good. Busy with both jobs. Still working on actually a lot of RPG stuff. My game plus also start working on some Monster Heart skins with Games from the
Mm.
Wildwood or Fluke. So that's cool. I played a King is Dead game with Eric and some other really cool people earlier, which was very good. Stephen Lumpkin was in that, which was
I started watching it, but I didn't get to finish it. It's on my to watch list
I
because
really liked that game. I
it
really liked the
looked
King is
real good.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much been my life so far.
I'm only mildly jealous that you were in that game.
I am I'm
Uh,
yeah. I was actually only in that game because Luke actually couldn't make it because it like Australian time zones, and they needed a replacement. So
well, congratulations for knowing the right people. No, I'm super hyped about that. Like, The King is Dead is a great game, and I'm really excited to see it come out. So awesome. Talking about people with games coming out. Hey, Strash, what's up?
Well, if you've been paying attention to my Twitter, you may or may not know that Scum and Villainy is off through the printers, which means that it is officially going to be a thing. And I got to see a first digital mock-up today, and I may have squeed a little. So, yeah, it's been a long road. We started not counting design, but just the writing, the layout, the art, and editing. It took us since last September. So we threw a dart about 8 months ago, hoping to hit, and we managed to hit it in such a fashion that it's going to be released at Gen Con. So yeah, it's a long road. I learned a lot. I may have made Fred Hicks grumpy with all of my noobishness with some of the layout stuff, but I've gotten better. And it's interesting to see the difference between sort of like small time press PDF, just release on drive through kind of requirements and restrictions versus having to create a print product and worrying about things like, oh, combinations of layouts, saturation, color, all that stuff, bleeds, margins. So yeah, it's been a process, and it has been extremely exhausting. But I will hopefully have something in my hands with my name on it sometime in the next couple of months.
That
So
is really exciting because both that is an amazing game, and just having something printed like that is just okay. I'm very happy for you. That's
I have
amazing.
one tiny announcement.
Ooh.
It's so great. And it's related to this.
Okay.
Um, because now we're done with Scum and Villainy, this means that we are shifting full gear into Band of Blades, which means that if you are watching this show and you are interested in this game, we will probably be releasing the beta for everybody, for the backers of Blades in the Dark, and also on Drive Through RPG at the end of this month. So
Yes.
there we go.
I need
There
to get
have
into gear with
been
my shit then.
multiple people asking about it, so this is very exciting news indeed.
It's coming soon, real soon.
Real soon. Okay. Good
I
to
will
know.
I will try, probably not directly at the same time, but I will try to have a good chunk of what I'm doing released sometime near there. So
Rad.
Awesome. Awesome. And Ginge, how about you? I see a bright and shiny new computer in the corner of your screen.
There were some dark times where my other computer died. There was no crying. It was real close. It was touch and go there. Is all I got. I don't have any new games coming. I'm not excited. I've been working a lot, and now I have a new computer.
My computer was down for a while. My cat.
He's scared.
Sorry.
I was looking at the other screen. I was like.
I apologize for that little outburst. I love cats. What can I say? So yeah, my computer was gone for a little while, not working, and now it is working again, and it makes me very happy. And no more fighting with my laptop that doesn't want to do all of the things at the same time.
Oh, I would totally be lying if I said I was a little close to crying back when I didn't have internet or was on my laptop, like at least a little bit occasionally.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Well, I mean, not really, because I just went through it, so. I'm Kelsa. I was without my computer. That's what was exciting in my life. Tiny Dog has Tiny Dog Adventures, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, Strash, remind us about how we were in this middle of this battle and everything was going to shit, and the amazing quote from Ginge as Goat. I'm gonna hold on. I wrote it down so I could quote it later because it was just that good. Because got to get it right. It was just that good. Jeez.
Was it one of the messages that
Yes.
Yes.
I got a bunch of harassment messages, and I'm like, I'm feeling a little targeted right now. He's like, no, you gotta say this goat.
Ram is in there fucking that cat, and y'all just holding it by the tail. Get in there. So good.
All right, so
good.
let's talk about this mission and this giant cat face here that's
It's a cute
completely
kitty.
oblivious to streams or cameras. Hi, Sheesh.
Yeah.
All right, so this is last time we did some downtime, so we elected a new commander. That was fun. Last commander died. That was intense. We got to see Blader. And this time we are currently on a mission called Operation Last Light. And this mission is I'm sorry. For everyone that loves cats, congratulations. Apparently you'll be getting a lot of Gigi today.
I love cats.
I apologize.
It's okay. Gigi's just gonna GM and use your voice, so it's cool.
There we go. All right, so Operation Last Light is a mission that you are doing for one of the nobles inside the city of Westlake. And one of the things that you are supposed to do is you're supposed to go into hostile territory where like undead have been spotted, etc. And you're supposed to retrieve a bunch of family memorabilia that that was left there when the nobles and the rest of them evacuated to the like tall walls of the city of Westlake. And so the benefits for doing this is that you will gain 3 supply, and you will also get a tick on the get into the town clock, because right now the Legion is being kept at arm's length because you folks are foreigners and not loved overly muchly. So get some supply because this noble will pay you significantly, and also you'll get some goodwill and get you towards crossing the threshold that is the front gates of Westlake. The penalty, should you fail, is a loss of morale and supply. So that's currently where we stand. And part of the reason for that is that you guys are gonna have to spend extra supply because you won't be able to procure them from the city. Because if you recall, there's some shitheads coming out of the city pretty regularly, and they're giving everyone a tough time, but the Legion an extra tough time. They're like kicking over stew pots and like taking stuff that they probably shouldn't. So rather than fight the entire militia of a large city, you folks have been kind of sucking it up. But that's what it's going to cost you. If you do not do the goodwill of the noble, you're probably going to get harassed a little extra. So that said, super quick lead-in intro. You folks were sneaking through the little like village area in front of this large manor because there are people that support the manor. There are like people that work there and had stuff there. And in the process, you guys got ambushed by a bunch of crows and a horror, which you have seen before on the bridge in episode 1. And it is the many-faced horror that has been screaming out of all of the mouths sewn into its various body parts. There was a kind of an epic fight between said monstrosity and Ram, and meanwhile the squad of rookies and Goat have managed to shoot down all of the crows that were there. And the last thing that we saw was Ram made an epic swing with them all, smashed its kneecaps, and it used its arms to like propel itself and leap up, and it's about to land in the little rookies and tear everyone apart.
And
So,
yeah,
that's where we're at. That was the last shot. Is this giant monstrosity sailing towards the rookies, and everyone heroically putting as much black shot as they can.
so if I remember correctly, Farah was gonna lead it, but Farah was played by Eric, and I think what's gonna like if you allow me, I think Farah goes to lead it, and then because Eric isn't here, she freezes up, and Alexia like pushes her to the side and goes to try and lead it.
I don't think there's any necessity for Farah to be stopped, but there is what's called the I think we're calling it something like the corporal rule right now. There's always a rookie that is a stand-in for the other rookies. So if you want to go ahead and shoot and lead it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to be pushed or frozen.
Well, it was just
Or you,
Farrah's
or you
kind
can
of a-
save yours and use Farah's because she's not being played. You know what I mean? If
yeah,
this
it's
go down right away, you okay.
there's less like if I fail to roll for Farah like that's less interesting than the character I'm playing being in danger and stuff. So I'm happy leading it.
Cool.
So you're going to roll your shoot, and I believe the officer who is in the group action will also shoot. Is that correct?
Yeah. Which I believe is Goat, played by Ginga. Desperate, correct?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Cool.
We've got a
cool.
whole lot of desperate going on. Not gonna lie.
So desperate, standard, I think.
Yes, but I'm going to negate some of the monstrosity's advantages here because it has had both of its legs broken, and even though it's capable of assaulting, it's probably not going to be able to fight at the same kind of level of strength that it usually can.
Cool. I'm in that case going to push for a die, and this is also group action, so loyal die. So let's see. That's 6.
Cool. Ginge, we'll see if you produce some stress for our stalwart rookie.
Desperate standard, you said?
Yes.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
It's 1 stress. It's not that bad.
That's fine. That's fine.
Cool. So you do manage to land a 6. So I'm gonna advance this clock. Uh-oh.
What
Clock
you
not
mean?
working?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, clock not working is correct. 1 second.
Oh no. Clocks
wrong
are
layer.
supposed to work.
I
Aha.
got this.
Layers.
I got this. Believe, fam.
Okay.
So I think that there is this rocket barrage of black shot, and the like it tries to like land a hand on a rookie, and either one of the other rookies or the officer, they like parry for them, and like the rookies spread out around it, and they're like firing as fast as they can, and it's sweeping its arm, and like it'll clip like a section of a building. You'll see like mortar and dust like exploding outwards as it's like you see gouges torn by the hands that it has for fingers. I think that all of you separate. Nobody dies. Like some people get pushed over. There's like a little bit of a scrabble. There's this like weird whistling because the black shot embeds in the like its body mass, and where there is the hole for the bullet, there is that ethereal green flame jetting out, and it's making this like sound. So this thing is like half
Creepy.
collapsed. Parts of the bodies sewn into it are not working because like when you drill a hole, for example, into its shoulder, whole body that comes up and makes its bicep like stops functioning, but its fingers are still there and they're trying to like crawl towards the nearest person to grab them. And this thing is still massively strong, right? Like you can definitely see like when it takes out like that chunk of building that it is a serious threat, right? But like at this point, a lot of its strength is much like that of a wounded animal, right? Like it's striking out with fury and determination to take someone down with it, but it's not actively.
It can't move as well as it could a second ago. So if we kind of keep our distance, we're safer than we were a second ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's only one tick left on the clock, and there's an event that was scheduled to happen because I rolled a thing.
Oh.
Which is to say, there's a moment where all of you are like, back up. All right, I got it. Take it on the left. You know, like you're coordinating however it is that you folks do it. When there is just like this sound, this like quick whoosh, and there is approximately like 4 feet of spear embedded through like the main portion of where its head is supposed to be, and like everyone freezes for a second because this spear came out of nowhere. It's just like stuck in it, and then you see like a figure, much like the crows did, leap down from above to land on it. And when it's like you see it like moving so fast, right? Like its arms are moving like vipers, and then when it stands up, it drops like it's almost like it reached into its body and ripped out about half a dozen hearts and just lets them plop to the ground. And you realize that standing in front of you is Alana, who is your chosen.
There's an audible oh thank gods, oh thank Alana, something along those lines from Alexniov and Zingyati. Like it was just like, yeah.
Goats in the background like, take notes, rookies.
You can do that, sure.
What do all of you do?
I think Ram like comes stumbling back up to the crew at that point, from where she got thrown. Like it's just taken her this long to get back, and yeah, she looks around at everyone's alive, looks at Alana, kind of just like confident nod, well, that's all taken care of, and then just looks to Goat for where we're going next, because we haven't even really gotten where we were going yet when we got ambushed. So
where would we be? Where's the I guess easiest path to go through, especially since we have Alana with us now, you know. Goat's feeling a little more confident.
So what does that look like? Does Goat like bark orders? Does Goat walk up to Alana and be like, so hey, you're on this mission now, huh? Like what does it come across as that you've got like a little more confidence right now? Because Alana goes to like pick up her spear and then looks at her hands, which are covered in this like bilious green fluid that seems to be pumping through the veins of this monstrosity, and then like just looks around and like shakes it all off before like grabbing and like picking up the spear.
Goat's gonna walk over to Ram and just like a really probably too hard for the fact that they're injured, just whoosh, nicely done, solid stance. And then just kind of looks over to Alana, chosen, and just kind of gives her a curt nod and is just like, yeah, look what we did, we helped.
Well, to be fair, we did the vast majority of the clock. It's more like Alana helped, but you know, we're not going to tell her that.
Yeah, he doesn't see it that way. He's like, we were distracting until Alana could help.
That's certainly what you can put in the report.
Rookies did okay. A+, Alana.
I think Alana turns around and says, soldiers, and then pulls out the spear and says, I was not expecting to see you here.
I don't think the rookie's gonna say anything ever with Alana in here. Like just constant kind of like almost flabbergasted, tries not to say anything stupid, staring at her.
And I feel like probably that Ram isn't gonna say anything either, because she's kind of a woman of few words. and is just gonna kind of just stand there, like next to the officer, backing him up like she always does. Sorry, Ginge.
Yeah, Ghost just kind of looking around at the rookies, just like, did any of them die? Just kind of counting them, just doing like a kindergarten class head count. Okay, nice, Rooks. Like realizing that I'm giving all the credit. So what can we help with?
Alana turns and looks at the main building, which is where you were headed to get all the stuff that you need. And so I don't know if you folks have seen like an art image of Alana, right? But like she's got a hood up, and she's got these complex tattoos that go along her limbs. She generally fights bare-armed and barefooted because when she's cut or wounded, her blood is like acid to the undead. And she walks around with this like heavy, solid spear, right? Like that's her weapon of choice. And I think like from beneath the shadows that are, that her hood is like almost like too low for her to see, like almost like she's looking through like a solid mass at everyone. She says, "I've been chasing something else," and she looks at the mansion and says, "I need to find the quietest footed amongst you. They will come with me."
Goat looks around, looks directly at Ram, and kind of scoffs because it's obviously not you. I'm trying to. Let me see if I can figure out.
Is it Farah?
Farah? Yeah, she's got.
No, she has maneuver. She has 0 scout, which is what you meant. Which is what like quietest footed would be.
If you volunteer Farah, she will go.
I mean,
okay.
I guess I.
Let me take a look real quick. So the squad is Hyena, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Farah and if
Yes.
you're going by maneuver, Farah and Alexniev have the same maneuver. But
I was just looking at her because it's not someone who's.
we don't necessarily want someone that's not like a PC to go, I would imagine, because that would most likely mean they're going to die and we have no control over that.
There is a good chance that whoever goes will die anyway. I'll just make a fortune roll this time. All eggs in one basket. It's totally doable.
Sure. I'm just saying if it's just as likely someone dies if they go, but it's more in our control, which is you can have a clever plan to get away as a PC. You can't do anything clever against a fortune die.
That's a good point.
It's totally up to you folks.
If no one volunteers, Alexnia will like slowly raise his hand as like, I am not quiet, but I am quick.
No, cat. Cool. So if you're volunteering, Alana doesn't even give you a second glance. She just assumes that you're going to do the thing that you're supposed to do. And she looks at everyone and says, because like, mind you, this mansion is not like, I don't want you to imagine that it's like a gate and you guys are fighting just outside the gate and the mansion is right over there. We're talking like one of those like old Victorian style mansions that have like grounds and like stables and extra quarters for people, and like they've got like the what do they call them, the like Grecian style columns in the front, plinths, like it's super ostentatious, right? Like it's not a and like there are like massive gardens, like a maze garden and stuff like that between where you folks are and the actual house grounds. So like the ruckus that you've caused by fighting with this thing in the middle of town is will probably not have alerted anyone necessarily. Cool. So let's I think Alana turns and looks at everyone and says, you should move closer so that you're prepared for what needs to happen. And then wait, Ram, are you hurt?
Ram has a level 1 and level 2 wound.
She looks at Ram really, really closely for like,
there we go. I found the picture.
A second or two, and then says, I can do something about that for now.
She thinks about it quietly for like a moment, and then nods. What needs to be done?
So like Alana like approaches you like real close until she's like in your personal space and like jams the like spear into the ground. And there's this moment where she just like puts her hands up and like with one hand she just like palms your face and covers your eyes. And with the other hand she like puts it on your side. And there is a bizarre, uncomfortable feeling that everyone present has. It's like for a second you're lightheaded or like something's not right. It's like the world is changing in a way that's not clear, but you can sense on some like primal or like intuitive level, and like it feels like the ground is unsteady or you're just uncomfortable, and then it's over. And what she's done is she's going to actually take away your level 2 and your level 1 harm, but you're going to get level 3 harm at the end of the mission.
Yeah, that's cool.
So don't take another level 3 harm then, is what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm hearing.
Unless you can resist that, which it doesn't sound like you can. Anyways.
If you want to. I mean, she gave you a choice. This was voluntary. It's
Oh yeah. I meant like resist the effect, like the debilitating effect, not necessarily the like.
This is a light bargain as opposed to a dark bargain.
Yeah. Cool.
So I think we get a montage of everyone crawling across grounds and like folks deploying and approaching from like different vectors, and like I said, Alana is walking barefooted. There's like a moment where you folks like sneak into the house, which obviously hasn't been occupied in a little bit of time, and like there's like a shot near the ground where like she's stepping on like wood planks that haven't been like sanded down. They've had a little bit of rough wear, and like you'll actually see like her foot gets jabbed, but like the next time she steps the wound is already gone. Like she's just healing as fast as like she's running. So you the two of you are going to do essentially a group action, which is that you're going to scout the house out.
Cool.
Cool, Alice. What is your scout?
I have 0, but I have loyal. So
one die it is.
One die. I'm debating whether I want to push or not, or trust the chosen's 4 dice.
It's up to you.
That's a tough call. It's a tough call.
No, I will trust Alana, as I think the thing here. What's the position?
Right now it's risky standard.
Risky standard. Yeah, I'm gonna roll 1 dice and just trust I can. Ooh, yeah. I already said I'll do it, so I'm not gonna change based on the die roll. So 5.
Awesome.
I don't give our chosen a stress.
It's good. It's good.
So there is a moment where the two of you are going through the house, and I'll give you the good news and then I'll give you the bad news. The good news is you guys are going to see what you need to see without necessarily being in a jam right away. Cool. So what you see is there is a room, and it's like you actually pass by a couple of small undead patrols. Do you remember the tied up looking critters?
Yeah.
There's a couple of those here. But Alana is, there is a crow there that is like brings over like a stack of rolled up, they look like chemses or something. And then you see like that one of the other crows is taking a painting down from a wall, and it uses its like knife-like fingers to cut the painting out from the frame, which is really bizarre behavior. You like undead are not usually this conscious. And it brings this, it like rolls it up and brings it over and like adds it to another crow's pile, who then takes it and puts it in a set and is kind of sorting it. And standing in front of all of that is a figure in brown leather gear with like belts and alchemicals all over it. And she's opening up these canvases and she's obviously checking them. And you see her holding up what looks like some sort of like alchemical candle, almost like she's looking for something on the backs of these. And you see, like, as soon as Alana sees this, she turns around and looks at you and says, "Fetch the troops. When the time comes, do not touch her. She's mine." In case you don't understand,
That's Blighter. That's fucking
it's
Blighter.
actually Blighter in the flesh. She's looking for something here. You're not sure what.
Let's stop this. I'm okay.
Fucking Blighter.
Cool. So,
Shit.
Alexeyev, the good news, the 4 to 5, the good news is you've totally succeeded. You've scouted this place out. You know where there's enemies. That's great. Here's the bad news. You have to get back to your troops by yourself. And there are undead between you and them, and you don't have, like, creepy undead senses, like, or supernatural detect undead senses like Alana does.
Oh yeah. My plan is to like back away slowly out of earshot from that mess and then run. Just fucking run.
Awesome. Try and
Just
blow by
get-
some.
Just get the fuck out.
Okay.
Just pull a full Scooby-Doo is my plan.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
You're gonna hide in a barrel.
Full speed.
I'm doing
Run
the
through
like
door, pop
Or a
out.
I'm-
suit of armor.
I'm doing the brief run in air before it jet off. That's position.
Well, I think it's risky because they still haven't spotted you, so you're not about to be attacked.
Yeah. Risky standard. I will be full on stress if I push for this, and I might need to save that stress for if fucking
Maybe you trust your dice.
It's 2 dice. You know what? I don't trust my dice. I trust my resistance pool. So
Rad.
I don't trust those dice. I specifically say I do not trust those dice.
Nope.
Awesome. So I'll tell you what terrible thing happens, and
Please do.
hopefully somebody will have something to say about this. So you actually like start booking, and
Yeah.
you like book past, like you see a couple of like marauders there, and you actually like buzz past them. You see them whirl around and look at you. You see them like make this like noise, right? Like obviously.
Yeah.
And there's this like moment where you like dodge past another thing. You see like a door opening. You're like running. So you like go down some stairs, pop out a door, and you're like jetting towards where the troops are hiding. And you know you're getting ready to yell like, "Hey, you know, I don't know what line you want to, what message you want to give, but I'll tell you what." Go ahead.
Fucking Blighter. just
Yeah.
fucking Blighter.
Right.
Fucking
And
blighter.
there's this crashing sound on the second floor as one of the windows comes shattering outwards. And you remember the weird wrapped, like, sewn shut monstrosities?
Oh.
There is something that looks a lot like them. Not exactly, right? Like, its eyes
Yeah.
are still sewn shut, but it catches itself on the window frame. And you see that it had, like, sewn together, like, a seam that runs down its lips and, like, through its throat. Well, all of that, like, rips open, and it vomits forth this, like, bilious green liquid. And you get covered in horrific alchemical goo that melts you to your bones.
No.
Okay.
So it's like going directly towards me. I'm almost there. I think what's going to end up happening is like this is like a kind of fancy place, right? Like
Super fancy place.
what I'm gonna hope to do is like run and duck behind like a suit of armor and throw it behind me and just try to keep running.
Oh, I assumed that you were already outside of that.
Oh, I misunderstood. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You actually managed to get out, for the most part. But this thing is upstairs and behind you, and you hear the shattering of glass, which is how you know it's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where you're at.
Yeah, in that case, I think.
If you want, I'm sure there is a picnic table, or you can
Yeah.
go to a bush.
Yeah, I think picnic table's a good image. Actually, I'm gonna like dive over it and like crash into the side so it pops upwards.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah,
Can you give me a prowess resist? See
I
how
will-
this goes.
I will give you a prowess resist. This is a 4
No,
dice prowess resist.
Give you a power resist.
Sadly, it wasn't a desperate action, so no bold dice. But let's fucking. That is a 6.
Cool. So you take no stress, and for a split second, your life flashes before your eyes as you realize that the
Very close to becoming rookie soup.
Yes, yes, rookie soup. That is correct. Now, you're fine because this was a risky action and you dodged, and this thing has like a little bit of distance, but you see it like shivering and shuddering, and its musculature is contracting. So you get a sense that it's gonna hawk another pool of acid here. But the rest of you who are hiding outside can do.
Can they hear me from
Oh
here?
yeah, absolutely. They can see you.
Blighter.
I'm going to point to Goat is going to point to Farah because she has proven to be a good shot.
Awesome.
Take it out now, rookie.
Do you want to give me a martial?
Yeah. Risky?
Yes, although the risk is really to your rookie and less to you personally.
Okay.
So we're clear.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alice, you may be playing a different rookie here in a second.
That's okay.
Standard?
Yeah.
5.
So here's the good news. Farah is actually going to land the shot. She pulls out those Orite pistols, right? Like the family ones that are machined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she like takes like a really calm shot, and then you see the bang, and then she just like rotates her body and does like a second like bang, and like both of them land, right? Like the black shot pierces this thing, and it goes whistling. You see it fall back with green flame jetting out into the room, but the first bullet doesn't kill it instantly, and it gets off another giant pile of acid. Rookie.
Hi. Hello.
Bone.
You know. Farah or me?
You.
No. Would like to not die again, please.
I was gonna say that Ram could do a characteristic Ram and just like dodge past the thing.
So I would love that.
Hang on. I want to hear this.
Oh.
Go on. I'm listening.
You have a problem with this?
You have no armor is mostly my problem.
I mean, that's fine.
I
mean, okay, but
also
someone has
to be fair,
play each character. To be fair,
I know.
She's. Yeah.
It's totally a Ram move. I'm just saying I would like to resist if Ram gets there first. Ram can resist, but I would.
Ram, would you like to save a rookie?
I would actually.
You should totally roll to save a rookie.
Okay, we're gonna save this rookie. We're just gonna charge in and get us both out of there before it can finish hawking at that loogie.
Yeah.
So zero stress. There is I think you get splashed, and yeah, I'm not gonna give you any like real harm, but like you definitely are gonna have some like pockmarked skin from the spots where like this stuff landed, right?
It's character. It's character.
It's totally in character. I was just like, I have more prowess dice, but I also still have armor if it does hit me, which is what. So.
I mean, actually, I should have had one more prowess dice yet again because I keep forgetting to add
roll
one
it
from
in
Stoic.
case it's a 6. You might crit
again.
Zero stress.
No, okay.
Okay.
That would have been
That's
even
fine.
better. That was what happened last time that I forgot to roll it.
Oh yeah, you do have Stoic, so it is equal prowess dice. You're right. Yeah.
Rad. So I think you folks, you managed to save the rookie at the last moment. You're like, rookie, dash, leap, dive, push out of way, acid, shot. Dead spitter up there. Yeah. So what do you folks want to do? Like at this point, there's gunfire, right? Like and it's just outside the house. Like, what do you folks want to do? Here.
I just debrief everyone. I'm like, Alana's in there, Blighter's in there. We're not supposed to fight her, but we should help, right? Like we Blighter.
I will remind everyone that is not the mission.
Isn't it to recover the?
Yes.
The something.
I mean, aren't any art and stuff, which is what Blighter's going after anyway, right?
What they're doing is just getting it prepared for us. So when we walk in, we don't have to put it down. We just grab it and you run.
But she's our chosen. She saved our lives. Should we not?
I'm pointing this out for the commander because I know that this commander may or may not care about that.
And besides,
may not care about what.
whether Alana is a chosen and or if she saved anyone's lives.
We have Alana with us, and one of our greatest enemies is here. Is this not our greatest opportunity to try and...
Goat may
None
not want to
of us
sacrifice the
are
entire
ours.
squad to fight
Full
Blighter.
strength.
As much as the rookies are, he's iffy on whether or not he cares if they live or not, he really cares about Ram. And Ram isn't doing great.
Ram has no harm right now.
But it
Well,
wasn't looking good about
stress.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
No armor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're correct in your assessment.
Yeah.
I think is there anyone that we passed on our way here, or is it just since we're on the grounds and now we're outside the building, is the outside secure other than this crazy thing trying to come out the window?
Yeah, I want to say that the outside is like, I feel like you folks are a competent squad, and even though there were probably some like rotters and things, there wasn't like the one elite that was animating them and giving them like more direction and consciousness has been eliminated, right? So you folks are definitely moved onto the grounds, taking out a couple of like rotters. It's kind of it wasn't a really like dangerous situation, so I didn't make anyone roll. So yeah, I feel like at least the region that you're in is secure. There might be more troops elsewhere that can now converge on you or come out of the house, but you yourself, in the position that you're in, you've secured the location. You didn't just like stand in the middle of 50 rotters and watch a rookie run out screaming without like doing anything.
I think
Yeah.
I think Goat, if anything, isn't gonna charge in there. One, not knowing what's going on, and two, knowing the Blighters in there, and we're not as well off as we could be as far as health and everything. I think that if anything, we're gonna try to draw some of these out so that it's a fair fight between the two of them.
Oh yeah, like
shield ram, because I could just bang my sword on it and just like mealtime, just start letting them like, because at least we're prepped for.
Yeah, I think Alexia will nod and be like, I simply wish to help our chosen. I do not wish to die here. As
None of us.
I think this is a good
well,
call.
we don't pick the day we die, Rook, do we? So get ready and in that direction.
You see like a small like narrowing of the eyes. Yes, Commander. Or looks off.
All right, so let's figure out how we're doing this. I feel like you're going to draw up some number of troops because the assuming direct control that the higher tier undead can do is currently being consumed by the fact that once you start the distraction, Blighter's probably going to get engaged. All right, so I've made 2 10 clocks, and Alana and Blighter are going to basically like face off, and
I really
we're
wish we
how it goes. Yeah, they're going to do some like serious harm to each other. So let's see how many people you can draw off, and we're going to do a roll. So do you want to give me like, you're trying to call them out. What kind of action do you think this is?
I have suggestions.
I was gonna say consort because it's funny.
I mean, isn't it more like a marshal, really?
Marshalling the rookies to like get their attention or to get ready.
Like to get like
rookies-
the zombies' attention.
Right. So you're trying to trick them, which is usually sway, but you're not really fast talking them or socializing with them.
It might actually be discipline.
It might actually be discipline, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to give me a controlled discipline roll, and that'll tell me how many of them pop out?
Standard effect?
Yes.
Can I help?
Yeah, sure. You can either make noise or somehow convince them that they should come out here and deal with this problem.
I mean, I'm gonna take Goat's original suggestion and pick up what's left of my shield.
Do you have do you have the armor that you were wearing that's broken? I'm just imagining you shaking it like a wacky inflatable arm.
No, I totally.
Like it's like clank, 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 clank.
So I totally picture picking up the remains of the shield and then banging her ram helmet against it.
Yeah. Just like.
Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
You were mentioning it was mealtime, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, sure. That sounds like an assist. Do you want to mark a stress, Kelsa?
I just did.
I will take that bonus die. And dinner is served, ladies, gentlemen.
All right. So there's like a moment.
Non-binary zombies.
non-binary zombies. Yes. They technically do not care about gender per se.
Well, they're probably made up of multiple people, to be fair.
I was gonna say, they've been injected with liquids that have definitely removed most of their internal human parts. So who knows?
Gross.
Yeah, they are. They very much are. All right, so this is what this means actually. Had you rolled like a 4 to 5, you guys would just be in a risky position when everything rolled in. I think that you're with a 6. You're in a strong position. You're set up, and they're gonna come at you in a way that you're prepared for. So you're gonna get. I'm gonna set up a clock for like the wave, and you're gonna get like 1 controlled shot, and we'll see like how that goes, and then it may shift to skirmish. Is that cool? Does that sound fair?
Sure.
All right. So I have to warn you, there are some of these ranged things that can spit goop all over you and melt your skin from bones, but there's also a bunch of zombies that are coming out of the house, several of which are interspersed with some of the weird tied-up shapes that are warbling towards you, trying to get as close as they can before you shoot them and they blow up.
Goat is going to specifically instruct again, just because she's ranged. Farah, take out the ranged targets. Everyone else, brace yourselves.
All right, cool.
We need to worry about those exploding ones.
Also, I do have as much shoot as Farah does too. So if you need
Alex, you take out the ones. Yeah, he's shortening your name. He's not having it today. It's like when your mom calls you by your full name.
It's
you take out the explodey ones. We're not having any of that in our front line. Farah, take out the top. Get some range.
All right, you folks give me a group shoot. And I'm going to say that even though there are some threat 2s interspersed in there, I'm going to mostly use that for damage and consequence. Because the majority of the troops that you're facing are threat 1s, so they're like line troops and zombies.
All right. You don't have to participate, Ram.
Who's leading this action?
Yeah, I don't think
Since
Ram's
I ordered
going to.
one specifically to start shooting first, maybe they would lead.
Alex,
yeah.
you're leading?
I have 2 stress left, but sure, why not?
Well, there's 2 of you rolling, so you will not trauma.
You can throw an assist die, Ram, if you'd like.
Yeah. How can I assist you though? That's the question.
Simply by being a bastion of Ram.
I was gonna say, like, I pick you up and I put you on my shoulders so you get a better shot.
Oh God. It doesn't actually help aim terribly much.
Would you hold the shield down so that they could steady their arm on the top of it?
That's perfect.
All right,
yeah.
that
You're crouched behind it,
sure.
holding it in case they like throw anything at you. You see your covering the bottom.
It's just if you have a rifle and you're on
pick
someone's shoulder and you shoot, you're just gonna fall off, even if Ram's holding. Like you just. Anyways,
perfect,
I will
though.
take your assist die.
This reminds me of the one scene from Fury Road, where Furiosa does the little grabby motion and Max passes her the gun.
All right, 6, and I get XP, or that's gets controlled. Never mind, not risky.
1 second, please.
Also a 6.
Wow.
I like to think Goat's like getting ready to shoot, and he's like, "Rookies, if you miss, I swear to God, swear to Allah, just kill them," and like reaches out and just shoots one in the head.
Yeah, I think Alexniev did exactly what Ram said. Aim like in between the horde for like center mass, like the warbly one in the center, essentially, and just try to aim right for the stomach and just.
Rad. You guys put down a bunch of them, and as a matter of fact, when you shoot one of the, as you put it, the warbly ones, the ones that have their mouths and eyes sewn shut, that are like clutching themselves and rushing towards with their like hands sewn to their shoulders, it does blow up, but it blows up in the middle of all of their troops. And apparently this acid kills undead flesh just as much as it does yours. It's kind of nasty. There is undead soup on the lawn. And for a second there's like silence, and then they tried like a cool pincer. By the way, this is still controlled, right? Like they're just trying something different. They try a cool pincer maneuver where like they'll disgorge a horde to like try and rush you from the front, and you'll see a couple of crows like try to flank. Like they're moving fast between the bushes, and they're gonna try and jump into the middle of the rookies. So I'm gonna pause you for a second though, and I'm gonna make 2 quick fortune rolls because Alana and Blight are engaged, and I want to see how much they hurt each other. Okay.
Oh my God, I really wish we had Battle Saint. Oh, I really wish we had Battle Saint.
Battle Saint would make a big difference.
Hopefully Alana just falls back and doesn't fucking die. That would be bad.
Alana rolls a 6.
Whew.
I just like see like we look like stand up a little bit and you see up the steps straight through to the house and you just see her like beating.
Actually, you hear a detonation, right? Because if you folks were inside, you would know why. But Alana engages, and there's like a dull thud, and you see like several windows on one side like crack, and you see like some greenish mist pouring out of them, and then like you're hearing like thuds as if something is being hit against the wall at like high velocity, right? And good news, Alana's actually doing pretty good. So the left clock is going to be Alana. She takes 2 segments from Blighter.
Side note, I know this means nothing to any of you, but if we kill Blighter, we get a lot of points for the end of the game. So
I mean, killing a broken is always good. Good luck though.
it's just as a bonus incentive, maybe.
I do warn you that if
I
you
mean-
engage with Blighter, there's a good chance none of you are walking out.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying us. I'm saying, if Alana happens to do this somehow, maybe.
Cool, yeah. So Blighter is worse off on the opening volley, and now let's see how you folks do. What's the
Alright.
plan? You're getting flanked and attacked.
Goat's going to again order for the same exact move, except Alexiev behind us, like without even looking, just knows they're right behind him. Get these idiots out of here. It's time for seconds. And then points to Farah up on to see if there's any guys up top to take out.
And I think Ram is gonna take what's left of her shield and her armor that she's right now, and basically I want to just like chuck it as hard as I can at these crows that are coming at us.
Oh, I see. So let me just be clear. You folks like Goat ordered Alexneyev to like fire on the crows that are behind you and trying to flank you.
Yeah.
Whereas the majority of the rookies are going to be shooting straight into the pack that's coming in.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is that Ram wants to engage the crows and take them out as they're coming in to protect the rookies. Is that
Yes.
Am I getting the gist of it? Cool.
Yes.
So let's resolve that scenario first, because that's
Yeah.
also to determine a little bit of the position for the rookies, right? Like they're gonna fire into the mass of zombies that are there. Farah's gonna look in
It
the just
sounded like almost a setup for me.
no, Ram is just murdering like one half of the squad here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get half of them. You get half of them. Tag
Okay,
team.
That
that works fine.
That's the plan.
Give me a roll, Ram.
I mean,
I assume you're waiting until they get in range and then just murdering them. So I'm guessing it's skirmish.
yeah. I was seeing if we could do that, and if we can, I mean, I'm probably gonna go to them too, which they're maybe not expecting, but
They're
yeah.
coming from 2 different sides, so you can rush one and then try and get back in time.
Okay.
The only reason this is a risky action is exactly that: is if you fail, or there's like some sort of consequence, there probably one of them will get by you.
So the plan is for you to try and take out one wave, and then hopefully I do, or you take them in time to double back and.
You could assist to Ram, or you could just wait to see how Ram does, because if Ram anchors,
I
and rolls,
wanna.
they'll kill everyone.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I anchor here? I think I used one of them last time, but I think I still had one left.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah, you could use it here.
They'll give you
If
scale.
that's, yeah.
That way you can fight like all of the crows, even though they have
Mhm.
numbers on you on equal footing.
Or you can save it for something more important later, perhaps. That's up to you,
It's
though.
up to you.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what's gonna be more important. If we don't survive this, then we'll never get to anything more important. So is that risky standard then?
Risky standard.
Okay. Actually, can I push myself for great effect on top of that?
Yes. Yes, you can.
I'm gonna do that then.
What does that look like?
What does that look like? I think what that looks like is, she just really like runs flat out, and she just has like this primal scream as she's just gonna just rush right into these undead, when they're not, when that's not sane behavior, and we're supposed to be unaware of them. So just
Bull rush them screaming.
I
Sounds
can
like a
run
plan.
faster because I'm not wearing armor, right? 4? Yeah, you know, that's
4 is plenty.
decent.
So I'm gonna put some ticks on the clock. I think you murderize most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And
Ooh.
I don't want to take away from you here, Goat, but I think Alexniev has orders to kill this one last one that has gotten past Ram and is about to murder all the rookies from behind.
Yep.
Yep. Risky standard.
Risky standard.
Ooh.
Kill.
Yeah.
Faster, rookie. Kill, kill.
Oh god, are we turning into fucking Skaven? Okay. 6. I didn't need to push, but I did. So yeah, 6. XP though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quick study.
All right. So yeah, you folks. I think the rest of it is just a meat grinder, right? Like they send most of their line troops straight into your fire. You've got like rookies kneeling down and there with your pistols, and you're commanding and yelling at them, and it's like a meat grinder. They come out of the doors. They're just like bam, 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 bam. You must put down like a good 15 bodies with one, and then like a bunch of them go with like one of the exploders, right? Like and pretty much they come out of the doors and are advancing, and none of them, like the closest they get is like maybe 10-15 feet before you drop them. Like your a lot of your black shot supplies are expended, but like everything dies before they connect. So yeah, there's this like moment when like everybody like freezes, and as a matter of fact, like one of those crows like leaps through the air, like cloak fluttering in the wind, like right, like, and it's about to murder a rookie when like Alexiev like hits it at the last second, and so just like a limp body falls into the middle of the rookie squad, and then there's silence, right, and then you hear like, let's see how the fight between the two big guns is going.
Ooh.
Oh, I really wish we had Battle Sync. But Battle Sync gives a lot of potency in melee combat.
Yeah.
Or I'm pretty sure just gives your potency, period.
Lana rolls a 6.
I like your little notes. It's my favorite part. I mean, the 6s are great too.
God.
Ooh. Equal strikes at each other.
Yeah,
oh.
we're just lucky she's not critting. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So, while we have a moment, Goat's gonna celebrate later. Keep your eyes peeled, and then just start looking in. You see Goat just walking back because you're back behind us. Your shield's propped behind us, watching our flank, right, Ram? Still.
I mean, the
still
shield's terribly destroyed.
Yeah.
By this point.
So Goat's gonna take a stick and just start whacking it, like dung 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 dung, just looking around to see if there's we can draw anything else out.
You're done. You've gotten most of the troops that you've gotten, like all of the troops that you can get out, like via this particular maneuver, and you suspect that you've gotten the majority of the troops that were in the house to begin with. You've killed roughly 3 squads worth of things that were coming out in this firefight, right?
Okay.
So you're pretty good. Like you test, like it's not, and I think maybe you get like one confused zombie
who's like in the bathroom taking a break or something.
Something like that. Like
the only thing really that we could do left is either wait for their fight to end and wait for one of these fucking heavy hitters to declare a winner, and maybe that's Blighter, or we go in there and see how it's going and try not to get in the way, and then like see if somehow Alana needs help, or if we can sneak out with the goods.
So I think there's a moment where like the side of the wall of the room that they were fighting in just like detonates with some sort of like alchemical blue flame, and there's like a comet, a meteoric comet, like that flies out of it and like hits the ground twice, and then like she rolls over and like lands on her feet, and as she stands up, like the fire around her, like it's still burning the ground, but like she like wipes off whatever alchemical is on her, and you see her wounds start to like do that slow regeneration that they do, and then you see like Alana doesn't have her spear, so you can only imagine that it's like buried somewhere in Blighter, and she's gonna like run back into the house like I'm not done. So yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I think Goat would stay here, Ram. Just secure the house, make sure nothing comes in or out. Can you do that?
Work better together.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just taking a look from the doorway. I want to see if maybe we should go in there and help out.
Okay, but whether
I think Alexei
Goat's
will
literally
start.
just gonna peek his head in. He's not going in the house. He's just kind of like, are they hiding in there around the corner? Are they like, just immediately in the doorway?
Please, sir. Like Alexei will stand up before you go. Like, please, sir, allow me. We cannot risk you, even as collateral.
Step back, rookie. He just looks at you until you move back.
Unless you say something actually, like the look's not going to do it. Actually, I don't think.
Okay, he's going to push you backwards into the dirt to get back.
That sure.
Yep.
Like that.
Just one-handed. Whoosh. Just nope.
Just the stair wasn't going to be enough.
I think. Do you go into the house, Goat?
Stands in the doorway. He literally is doing what he said he was going to do, and just looks in the doorway to see if there's.
Absolutely. I think like Alexiev, as you're dusting yourself off, like Farah is obviously like clearing out her gun, and you hear like shells or whatever like hitting ground, and she's like pulling out like more casings, like getting ready to put them in, and she goes, "Shouldn't taunt the commander."
Wasn't a taunt.
It's your funeral. She'll just keep loading her gun. Cool. So do you want to give me a scout roll there, Goat?
Also that.
So controlled.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's mostly gather information. You're not you're not in real danger right now. You're just peeking your head in, as you mentioned.
I don't see anything.
Looks clear.
Goat's gonna motion for the rest of the group.
Awesome. Have you ever
Two
seen
on each side? Keep a look into the into the doorways. I'll take the front. Ram, you bring up the rear.
Have you ever seen the old Vin Diesel movie Pitch Black?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie.
There's a moment where they like peek out and they look at Vin Diesel and you can see in the dark. They go like, "What's it look like?" He goes, "Looks clear." And then
it's all red. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a giant swarm. Everybody gets attacked. They're like, "I thought you said it was clear." He's like, "I said it looks clear." They go, "Well, what does it look like now?" And he looks out and goes, "Looks clear."
I love that movie.
Awesome. So what is the plan here? What are you guys going to do? Are you trying to go out upstairs? And by the way, you see like alchemical fog like roiling down the stairs. Like what's the grand idea here?
Goat's gonna, once we get in and we're in formation of like, Goat, the two together, one, and then Ram, because he trusts Ram to, have good visuals and being able to like, bum rush them if need be. Just kind of look around. Like Snev, which way?
Nods up the staircase with a like fog rolling down it.
Of course it is.
So I actually have a thing, Ginge, that because you don't play an officer very often, you may not recall that this is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But officers have an ability called channels. It's basically their connections to other people that they can get stuff from. So like the quartermaster may issue you supplies that other troops may not get because you have the right connections or bribes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to procure something, you can make a roll and spend channels as appropriate in order to get it. So if you want to say, I have some sort of alchemical that we can pour in some cloth and wrap it around our noses so our lungs don't get acidified immediately, we can make a roll to see if you have that. If you have any other ideas, this is also like a good time to mention that you may be able to like pull stuff out of your butt here.
Not having acid in her lungs sounds like a good call.
Yeah, I think he would roll this, or I'm gonna roll to see.
That sounds excellent. So the way this works is you're going to roll consort, and that will set the quality of the item that you can get. And if you get like a standard item or a poor item, that'll be reflected, but you need kind of a fine item in order to fight off some of this stuff. So so you may have to spend multiple channels uses. So go ahead and...
Doesn't have multiple. Ram only has ones. Only has one. Goat. Sorry. Goat only has one channel.
Risky standard?
Yep. It's not risky. It's just basically a flashback
Looks
fortune
like a
roll.
straight. Okay.
Yeah. On the sheets. Yes. Rock and roll. So on a 4 to 5, on a 4, that's not a fine item, but we can talk this out, right? Because like the game is a conversation. So I can tell you, okay, well here's the deal. Maybe you don't have enough for everyone, or maybe I'll make a clock where it only lasts a little bit of time because you couldn't find something of the appropriate grade. How do you want to do this?
If it's on the second floor, I think once we get past it, we would just have to go out a window or find another way down.
Okay,
So
so
I
you
guess-
guys you're planning to put some sort of buffer up on people, and it's going to be unstable and temporary, and you're hoping to just move fast enough in order to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds awesome. So
Or we're gonna have 2 rooks standing downstairs without it.
I think that's awesome. I think that there's a moment where, what does this look like? Do you like pull this out of your pack? Do you bark orders? What is it? How do you distribute this?
I like to think that Goat's like, and if you'll look in your packs, I have secured airplanes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he put them in their bags. He's just like, these idiots are gonna forget him if I tell them to bring them along. And then he has one for Ram and is like, here you go, Ram. I don't want to touch your stuff.
So I think that there's a moment where we see everyone preparing, right? Like maybe you rip off a sleeve and pour the stuff on and wrap it around your face or whatever. And then you're gonna go running up the stairs, and the whole squad disappears into a deadly thick mist. And we should take a break.
Okay.
That is a great time to take a break. All right, everybody. I muted the wrong channel. There we go. All right. Break screen. Yay!